Are you hiring a life vest or an anchor? I have some organizations come and they say, Amber, I am drowning. The need is now. There's so much work to do. And oftentimes, whenever I speak with these organizations that say that the need for more personnel was yesterday, I'm reminded of a young lad named Ganesh. See, I was coaching a young age 10 boys soccer team or football team in India, and I found one of my players named Ganesh to be a brilliant player. He was capable of thriving in nearly every position on the field. But one day during session, after our session, we decided to engage in a scrimmage, and the boys were split into two teams for their scrimmage, and the team asked Ganesh to be a defender. But Ganesh didn't want to be a defender that day. He wanted to be a striker. So the team compromised that if he would be a defender for part of the scrimmage, then he could be a striker for the other half. Seemed pretty fair. But as the team scrimmage began, Ganesh stood in the position of a defender with his arms crossed. And he had a scowl on his face, and he said, I do not want to be a defender today. I want to be a striker. And so he stood there, and the other team came and they whisked by Ganesh, and they scored a goal. His team was very upset with him, and they said, Ganesh, we need you to be a defender. And he said, no, I don't want to be a defender today. I want to be a striker. And so a second time, the other team came, they whisked by Ganesh, and they scored a second goal. It was at this point that the other team, or that his team, looked at him and said, Ganesh, we want you off this team. We want you off the pitch. We would rather play a man down than to play with someone who is not committed to the team, to someone that will bring us down. You see, Ganesh's team, they realized that it was better to play a man down than to have someone that did not have the same values as their organization or as their team. Ganesh didn't have the same team values that day. And while you may feel like you are drowning now, it's much better to wait for a value life vest than to grab on the immediately available anchor. So, how do you know if you're hiring a life vest or an anchor? Author and thinker Pat Lencioni writes that there are 3 key factors for any potential hire. And these factors set a precedent for your culture and is something that I would recommend that you seek in each one of your applicants. And these factors are used in hiring methods of stellar organizations such as Ramsey Solutions and the Table Group. And the 3 factors and the 3 questions that you can ask are this. Are they humble? Are they hungry? Are they smart? In other words, are they trainable? Do they want to be trained? And are they capable of being trained? Having a player that is humble, hungry, and smart is critical for success within your organization. Whenever you are bringing on new team members into your organization, ask questions to analyze if they are humble, hungry, and smart. Ask if they're humble or willing to be trained. How do they handle difficult situations? How do they handle failure? Are they able to admit that something is wrong and then move forward in that? How do you judge the humility that can be offered and the value that can be brought to the team? Also, ask questions about hunger. What are they working towards? What are they currently striving towards and aspiring to? And what action steps are they taking in that drive? So you can really ask questions about what self-motivated and what self-actions are being taken at this time. And then lastly, ask about smartness as well. And this doesn't just have to be education or experience. It's actually a high EQ in addition to a high IQ. So ask questions about how they work together within a team and how they have collaborated with organizations in the past. So here's what I want you to do. I know that this is a crazy time and you might feel like your organization is drowning and that you need more personnel right now. But don't be so quick and so panicked and hastily grab that immediately available anchor that can bring down the organization rather than waiting for that valuable life vest. So, ask in your organization, ask in your interviews, are your team players humble? Are they hungry? And are they smart? And this is how we can continue on building our team and perform at our highest level.